Hi guys, this is the first episode of the Daily Brew. I'm
Bruce, Daily Bruce.
Rob. Daily Brews, my mistake. I'm Rob. This is
Ollie.
Ollie,
Hello.
and we have our cups of tea.
Typically English. Hello. Do you cheers tea?
I think it must be something.
I don't know.
We cheers tea.
I don't know if that's a done thing. I don't know if.
Well, that's a new thing. We got those every week. We'll be cheersing tea
Yeah.
because who doesn't love tea? This basically every week we're going to be answering questions and challenges that you guys want us to do in my small room in Essex.
Yeah.
Not medium-sized room in Essex. I don't know. Normally
We might not stay in the room. I mean, we may go elsewhere, but yeah.
If it's a food-based task, we may venture to the kitchen.
Depends
So-
if it's used at the time. As we haven't got any challenges or anything to do at the moment, we're basically just gonna base this video on the idea of English/British stereotypes. So I don't know what the first one would be.
I think we should start with our name,
Daily Brews.
the Daily Brews.
Sort of like a play on words with the idea of the Daily News.
The Daily News. That's
yeah.
Daily News is a very British thing. It's, in America, you might have the American.
The American.
Anyone comment? Leave a name of an American newspaper. I'm sure they have some
Times?
similar ones.
No,
They've got
New York-
the Times.
the New York Times.
New York Times.
Yeah.
We've got one. Any others? Just put underneath. So Daily Brews were called that because obviously, apparently, British people love tea. I love tea. I'm fairly sure. Ollie doesn't mind tea, do you?
I'll have if I'm out in the cold and there's an opportunity to go indoors to have a tea. I'm like, yeah. It's not for the tea. It's just an excuse to get indoors. But
But you can have lots of stuff with tea, like Kit Kats. You have Kit Kats of tea.
I don't think
We've
I've had a Kit Kat in years. to be honest.
One of our challenges could be Ollie's going to review a Kit Kat. Anything. We've got biscuits today. Actually, this one on top with.
It's got icing.
It's
It's got blue icing on one of them.
Is that a chocolate digestive?
Yeah. Right. So basically, there's the stereotype that the English or British like tea, which is, to be fair, it came from India anyway, so I don't know why it's like a stereotype about us. But
Quickly talking about India.
there's quite a good transition there. I like this.
Talking about India. Have you heard of the Miss America this week?
I have, and not a lot of people liked it for some reason. I didn't. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know about it till yesterday. Until someone posted on Facebook and I saw it and I thought, oh, look at this. Went on Twitter and the amount of hate this woman's got is because she's apparently not American. Because she was born in the US, but because she has Indian descent, apparently makes her not an American citizen, which is a bit odd.
I think everyone that's complained, I want to get their family tree and see where they're from. See where they're from.
You're an American, are you? So by default, that makes you a European. I mean, come on. That's what. Unless you're a native American, you're not actually American if you're going to go with that sort of attitude. But whatever. Congratulations to her. I don't really follow it, but
I look forward to seeing Miss India next year.
it's probably going to be American.
Hope she wins that, or an American wins it, because I'd love to see that. So just any nationality winning any nationality's Miss. So.
It doesn't really matter. I mean, you look at Britain's Got Talent, to be fair. The amount of people on there, not even British, but
Stavros Flatley famously a few years ago. Brilliant. So
yeah, still good. I mean, they're in Britain, they're here, so it doesn't really matter, does it? They live here, so they're classed as a citizen. But
I feel we're getting off topic. I think we need to go back to British stereotypes.
Yeah.
The next one is hats.
Hats.
Every time you see sort of
a bowlers and top hats.
Bowlers and top hat. Every time you see sort of a British film, they're always wearing a hat. Me personally, I don't know.
I don't know. I've never really seen anyone wear a top hat or a bowler hat. To be fair, so
I think they're overrated. To be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of like an Oliver Twist sort of thing. Everyone thinks that we're like that. Everyone thinks that in London, everyone's got a cane and a little
top hat's going, "Hey, you slag."
Yeah, Oliver Twist. Yeah, that's a great Oliver Twist quote.
I think Dickens wrote that himself. He was
he was famous for that line.
He was famous for saying "R," "E," and "slag" in multiple different ways.
Sort of like Yoda. He done it like backwards sometimes.
Sort of like "slag are ye."
Yeah, sort of old time English, you know. Right. I reckon. What's the next one?
The Queen. That's
Queen.
a weird one.
Every person who, well, not every person, but a large majority of people who aren't from England or Britain or UK assume that we are sort of like best friends with the Queen. Like we can just like be like, yeah, she's gonna pop on the underground.
How is Lizzie?
Yeah, I'm gonna pop on the underground. Have a little nip in there, see how she's doing. You can't just walk into Buckingham Palace, shake her hand, and have a tea.
But we can have a tea.
You can have a tea at home. You can sit and watch a Christmas announcement on YouTube and have a tea. That's as near as having a tea with her you're gonna get.
Many an afternoon have I sat on the internet looking at a picture of Queen Elizabeth, just talking to her as if she were in the room.
I mean, you need to be close like that.
The weird thing I don't get though is people only associate it with England, but loads of countries have her and her money and stuff like that. Like Canada.
I think it's something
if you're watching in America, Canada. Like I've found this the other day. This is a Canadian 25 cents, and it has the Queen on.
Yeah, it's like over 70 nations are actually in the Commonwealth. So, and a large majority of them still have like the Queen as their basically as their monarch. So it's like it's not only us. Just because she's actually in our country doesn't mean that she's just our monarch.
That's interesting. So the Queen is huge. What level of celebrity do you think she is? Is she David Beckham? Is she that high?
She's higher.
She's higher than Elton John? Is she Elton John?
She rules country. She's higher than that. Yeah.
I don't know. People love Elton John. Hold me closer, tiny dancer. I mean, that man is a legend.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't think the Queen could pull off big glasses.
I don't think they're quite a style. It doesn't really go with the sort of hats. What else? There's another. What else was it? We're on 3 now. So 4. What's number 4?
Umbrellas.
Umbrellas?
Yeah, you know British guys with black umbrellas. That's quite popular.
That goes with their sort of like walking sticks and top hats, though. I reckon probably teeth is probably the next one. I don't know, especially Americans. Americans seem to have this idea that English or British people have bad teeth, which they're not that bad. They're alright. I mean, they're not the best in the world. I've fallen over a few times, but who hasn't? I don't know.
Stephen Hawking.
Alright, fair enough.
He's sitting down most of the time, so you can't really fall over.
I suppose it'd be quite difficult. You have to go be at some considerable speed, but yeah. It's probably number 5. Probably be accents. See, we're from Essex, and it's a county just outside of London. If you're not from around here, then and people who aren't from this country say that basically that we have British accents, but there's actually no such thing as a British accent because Britain is made up of 4 different countries, and each country has their own regions, and each region has its own variation.
I'm going to stop you, Ollie, there, because our viewers are shouting out through their screens. What are those 4 countries?
The 4 countries are Northern Ireland, England, Wales, and Scotland.
Can we get around?
Oh, I know my geography.
This guy right here.
Yeah.
That's why I'm eating a biscuit.
Because some people they assume like the typical sort of posh, what you imagine the Queen talk like to be a British accent, when that's an English sort of London accent, like an upper class London accent. But then you can get like Cockney, which is like I'm trying to think of something.
Slag.
Yeah. Well, like, I'm gonna pop down the Frog and Toad to get a Ruby Murray. Like I'm gonna go down the road to get a curry. I mean, that's like Cockney rhyming slang. You don't hear everyone talking like that.
But Cockney rhyming slang, some of it comes from America, as we were discussing earlier.
Really?
American culture, because some people might be aware that the slang for signature is John Hancock, and anyone that knows American history, he was one of the guys that signed the Declaration of Independence with a huge signature. I showed you the picture earlier. It was a pretty.
It's like the size of 4 different. This guy.
Who was this guy? I might read up on this guy, because who is this guy? I think he's so special.
He loved himself.
He loved himself.
He deserved that place in history.
And then again, if I knew that my signature was getting framed, I think I'd do it pretty large.
You need a different page if I knew it was going to get framed.
What I don't know is, why didn't you just flip it over? You can have all
do
that
on the back.
Do on the back.
Have you not seen National Treasure? There's a map on the back.
There's a map on the back.
You can't use that. You can't do that. You'll ruin the film.
Nicolas Cage might have his signature on the back, you know. Thanks for letting us borrow this. KG.
Hmm.
Drinking tea?
I have. We need to think of a.
You have drunk none of this tea.
Well, I nearly have. We need to think. Let's just do a final thing to close it up. Ow.
As this is our first one, we have no idea how to end.
Yeah, we're probably ranting on a little bit, and you're probably bored.
No one's watching a 10 and a half minute video.
To be fair, there's probably going to be about 4 people. But anyway, it's
gone a bit long now.
I know.
I think we need to. This can all be in the edits afterwards. A little video of.
But anyway,
what's this face? This is really hurting my head.
Anyway, I'm Ollie. It's Rob.
I'm Rob.
Right. Yeah. That's been the
Daily Brew.
The Daily Brews.
Brews.
Daily Brews.
I don't know. I'm missing out the S.
Maybe
Maybe that's an English thing.
Anyway, right. Bye.